What's going on, everybody? Justin Kish here for CombatCoverageNetwork.com. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. Today, guys, we're here talking about TNA Destination X 2016, and it was a pretty interesting show. You know, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about Destination X? You think Ultimate X. You think of the X Division. 2016 installment did not have that. Last year's installment, I would have to say, was a lot better, than this one, because they just kind of abandoned the entire, meaning of a Destination X. Destination X is just all about, no limits. That's the X Division's, meaning. No limits at all. Don't worry about the weight class, whatever, so on and so forth. It's all about no limits. And we had one match out of the entire 6 matches total on this card. One match was dedicated to the X Division, and that was the kickoff 6-man ladder match to determine the #1 contender for the X Division title. And the guy who won it completely stole the show for the entire night, and that was DJZ, Zima Ion. I have to say, he's came a long way. He said, at the end of the match, he won the matchup. He said at the end of the match, he's been in TNA for 6 years, and it's his time now, and it truly is. I've never been this much of a fan of DJZ in such a long time, and he is well on his way to becoming the X Division champion. I think that's what could happen down the line. So depending on what happens next week on Impact, is it going to be Lashley? Is it going to be Edwards? I think that if it was an Eddie Edwards retaining over Lashley next week, I think it's going to end up being a blockbuster matchup between DJZ and Eddie Edwards. I think that can be a main event caliber matchup on an Impact show. I'm just so impressed with DJZ, including with the way he performed himself in the ring. The match overall was solid. It was a nice, blood-boiling matchup to just get yourself pumped up for the rest of the event. But the rest of the event just did not really, it did not really, continue to lead off. It was just, it did not really perform, the way that it was expected. But we did get, this entire card did get a surprise at the end. We'll get to that here in a little bit. For the rest of the card, like I said, it was just uneventful. We saw Bram take on Abyss. I know Crazy Steve and Abyss have, a lot of concerns over Rosemary and Bram. I think it was last Tuesday, Bram and Rosemary were actually making out backstage, and that is, the big topic of discussion with the whole Abyss and Crazy Steve and Bram situation. Where will Rosemary lie between the two? Bram won the matchup against Abyss. I'm not going to go into full details on these matches because I want you guys to go back and watch this event. When I come on here, I'm going to do quick reviews, and I want you guys to actually go back and take the time to, watch the event. So I don't want to give, you guys to rely on me to, give you guys complete match results. Go back and watch it. It's much funner when you're doing it, and hopefully you guys can enjoy my take on it. So like I said, Bram defeats Abyss, and we'll see how that storyline goes about with Abyss, Bram, and Crazy Steve. Let's see how the decay goes with Bram. Now next up, we saw the 4-way TNA Knockouts Championship Fatal 4-way match. Sienna taking on Jade, Gail Kim, and Marty Bell. This match, it had its, fan moments, but it was nothing that, you can get yourself too excited for. And for the entire match card, what really irked me for the entire card as well was just how much time these matches were. Following that insane ladder match, we saw 4-minute matches coming from the rest of the card besides the main event. Main event got 10 minutes. This match with the women's wrestlers got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So 4.5 minutes. I think that, with the kind of talent that they have right now around them, they could have gone along. And this is why I always felt that, Destination X should be, TNA's 3rd best pay-per-view of the year. It should be their 3rd best pay-per-view of the year. I don't want to compare it to a SummerSlam. SummerSlam is a bigger event, than Destination X will ever be. I think that Destination X relies just right around,